Hey sports card fans, it's John Wade Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. The 1933 Goudey set is one of the most popular vintage releases available and is easily recognized thanks to its colorful and distinct design. Also helping its appeal, the 1933 set features multiple cards for Babe Ruth, and nearly every card in the set is an official rookie card. In 1919, the Goudey Gum Company was founded by Enos Gordon Goudey. He opened his first factory in Boston, Massachusetts, eventually earning the title Penny Gum King of America. The up-and-coming business tycoon threw his hat into the baseball card arena with the debut of 1933 Goudey. Designated in the American Card Catalog as R319, the 240-card 1933 Goudey set was the first sports card product packaged with bubble gum in every pack. The set measures 2 3/8 by 2 7/8 inches and is noted for its dramatic use of color and colorized photo images. Player likenesses are represented in both action photos and portraits. The color illustration of the depicted player provides a distinct contrast to the vivid color backgrounds of red, yellow, blue, and green, lending itself to a highly aesthetic offering. A majority of the cards within the 1933 Goudey set are adorned with a small, thin banner along the bottom border of the card. Big League Chewing Gum is the ad tagline found on most of the cards. The exception is several of the cards printed later in the year. The only other accompanying text is the player's full name in a portion of the colored background toward the top of the card. The Goudey cardbacks provide an anecdotal and biographical write-up in green ink with further gum-related advertising. Printed on a total of 10 sheets, each containing 24 cards, those printed on sheets 8, 9, and 10 are missing the red banner on the card front. The 1933 Goudey set also includes one of the rarest and most elusive cards from a mainstream set to ever be produced. Showcasing a retired Napoleon Lajoie, the card is unique because it displays a 1934 card front with a 1933 back design. It turns out that the Napoleon Lajoie card was never printed in 1933. That's because Goudey either intentionally did not print it or they goofed. Conventional wisdom says that the move was intentional in an effort to boost sales, with frantic collectors buying more gum than they needed to try to complete the set. The trick had been pulled numerous times in the past and was nothing new. Companies would often offer prizes in exchange for collectors completing full sets, only to intentionally short print at least one card to limit the amount of prizes redeemed. But whatever the case, the card was not found. Goudey received a lot of inquiries from collectors regarding the card, and in 1934 they made good. The company did not include the card in their 1934 set. Instead, they mailed them to collectors who asked. How many were eventually distributed is unknown. Another interesting fact about the Lajoie card is that it is believed the spot on the sheet where the Lajoie card would have been was replaced by the Babe Ruth card number 144, his full body pose card, making it a double printed card in the set and the easiest Babe Ruth card to find. Loaded with Hall of Fame players, the set is anchored by Babe Ruth, who has 4 cards in the set. Other Hall of Fame players have multiple cards within the set as well. In this video, I'm going to show the top 10 most valuable cards from the 1933 Goudey set based on their PSA 3 values. I'll also give the values of those cards in higher grades, as well as the population count of those grades. Now, as a side note, because some cards have very low population counts, the values in some grades might not reflect current prices, since it may be a year or two or even more since a copy in that grade has been sold. Now, before I get to the top 10, here are the cards that just missed the top 10. At number 15, the Benny Bengo card number 1 in the set. At number 14, the Lefty Grove card. At number 13, the Rogers Hornsby card number 119. At number 12, the Mel Ott card number 127. And at number 11, the Dizzy Dean card. So which cards made the top 10 list? Let's go find out. Coming in at number 10, we have the Moe Berg card. In a PSA 3, there have been 73 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $959. There have been 109 graded a PSA 4. They sell for around $1,229. There have been 71 graded a PSA 5. They sell for around $1,225. There have been 37 graded a PSA 6. They sell for around $2,075. There have been 31 graded a PSA 7. They sell for around $4,891. There have been 20 graded a PSA 8. The last PSA 8 sale took place in December of 2022 through REA and sold for $7,800. Now, there had been 3 graded a PSA 9, but there have been no reported PSA 9 sales in VCP's database. And there has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Moe Berg card. At number 9, we have the Jimmy Foxx card, card number 154. In a PSA 3, there have been 89 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $1,042. There have been 101 graded a PSA 4. They sell for around $1,690. There have been 60 graded a PSA 5. They sell for around $4,920. There have been 40 graded a PSA 6. They sell for around $4,456. There have been 37 graded a PSA 7. They sell for around $7,878. There have been 13 graded a PSA 8. The last PSA 8 sale took place in January of 2024 through Memory Lane and sold for $39,907. And there has not been a PSA 9 or 10 graded copy of the Jimmy Foxx card number 154. At number 8, we have the second Jimmy Foxx card in the set, card number 29. In a PSA 3, there have been 136 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $1,193. There have been 99 graded a PSA 4. They sell for around $2,151. There have been 52 graded a PSA 5. They sell for around $3,049. There have been 34 graded a PSA 6. They sell for around $4,309. There have been 30 graded a PSA 7. They sell for around $4,200. There have only been 14 graded a PSA 8. They sell for around $44,876. And just like the other Jimmy Foxx card, there has not been a PSA 9 or 10 graded copy of card number 29. At number 7, we have the Gehrig card number 92 in the set. In a PSA 3, there have been 218 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $5,207. There have been 200 graded a PSA 4. They sell for around $8,450. There have been 112 graded a PSA 5. They sell for around $13,724. There have been 77 graded a PSA 6. They sell for around $21,680. There have been 63 graded a PSA 7. They sell for around $31,800. There have been 45 graded a PSA 8. They sell for around $123,000. There have been 5 graded a PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale took place in May of 2022 through Memory Lane and sold for $672,000. Now, there has been 1 graded a PSA 10. The only PSA 10 sale in VCP's database took place in September of 2007 through Memory Lane and sold for $274,950. At number 6, we have the second new Gehrig card, this one card number 160 in the set. In a PSA 3, there have been 110 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $6,413. There have been 108 graded a PSA 4. They sell for around $9,268. There have been 61 graded a PSA 5. They sell for around $9,900. There have been 35 graded a PSA 6. They sell for around $17,033. There have been 34 graded a PSA 7. They sell for around $43,200. There have been 14 graded a PSA 8. They sell for around $130,200. And there has been one graded a PSA 9. The only PSA 9 sale in VCP's database took place in January of 2019 through Heritage and sold for $576,000. And there has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Lou Gehrig card number 160. At number 5, we have the first of the Babe Ruth cards, this one card number 181. In a PSA 3, there have been 193 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $12,395. There have been 147 graded a PSA 4. They sell for around $15,600. There have been 99 graded a PSA 5. They sell for around $18,933. There have been 48 graded a PSA 6. They sell for around $27,900. There have been 28 graded a PSA 7. They sell for around $65,880. And there have been 32 graded a PSA 8. They sell for around $240,608. Now, there have been 6 graded a PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale took place in July of 2021 through Memory Lane and sold for $1,272,000. Now, there has been one copy graded a PSA 10. However, there have been no reported PSA 10 sales in VCP's database. At number 4, we have the second Babe Ruth card, this one card number 149. In a PSA 3, there have been 156 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $13,104. There have been 165 graded a PSA 4. They sell for around $16,961. There have been 78 graded a PSA 5. They sell for around $24,800. There have been 35 graded a PSA 6. They sell for around $36,607. There have been 30 graded a PSA 7. They sell for around $150,000. There have been 20 graded a PSA 8. The last PSA 8 sale took place in December of 2023 through REA and sold for $396,000. And there has not been a PSA 9 or 10 of the card number 149 Babe Ruth. At number 3, we have the third Babe Ruth card in the set, card number 144. In a PSA 3, there have been 183 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $13,250. There have been 167 copies graded a PSA 4. They sell for around $17,061. There have been 110 graded a PSA 5. They sell for around $30,000. There have been 71 graded a PSA 6. They sell for around $42,600. There have been 43 graded a PSA 7. They sell for around $96,294. There have been 31 graded a PSA 8. They sell for around $257,200. Now, there have been 4 graded A PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale took place in January of 2019 through Heritage and sold for $528,000. And there has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Babe Ruth card number 144. At number 2, we have the 4th Babe Ruth card, this one card number 53 in the set. In a PSA 3, there have been 159 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $14,203. There have been 115 graded A PSA 4. They sell for around $20,800. There have been 82 graded A PSA 5. They sell for around $54,000. There have been 45 graded A PSA 6. They sell for around $39,600. There have been 21 graded A PSA 7. They sell for around $96,000. There have been 14 graded A PSA 8. They sell for around $822,000. And there has been 1 graded A PSA 9. The only PSA 9 sale in VCP's database took place in July of 2021 through Memory Lane and sold for $4,212,000. And there has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Babe Ruth card number 53. And the number 1 most valuable card from the 1933 Goudey set is the Napoleon Lajoie. In a PSA 3, there have only been 7 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $44,400, and that was the sale that took place last in November of 2021. There have been 8 graded A PSA 4. The last PSA 4 sale was in March of 2022 and sold for $51,600. There have been 6 graded A PSA 5. The last PSA 5 sale took place in January of 2009 for $27,708. There have been 11 graded A PSA 6. The last PSA 6 sale took place in June of 2022 and sold for $102,000. There have been 13 graded A PSA 7. The last PSA 7 sale took place in January of 2023 and sold for $171,483. There have been 8 graded A PSA 8. The last PSA 8 sale took place in April of 2016 through Heritage and sold for $119,500. And there have been 9 graded A PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale took place in December of 2023 through Golden Auction and sold for $250,100. And there has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of that rare Napoleon Lajoie card. Well, there you go, the top 10 most valuable cards from the 1933 Goudey set. As always, would love to know what you think about the set in general and the cards that made the top 10 list. And I would also love to know which of the 4 Babe Ruth cards are your favorite. Now, stay tuned for next week's episode in which I take a look at the 1934 Goudey set. And if you've missed either of the last 2 videos in this series, you can check them out right here. With that, that's all I have for you. So until next time, thanks for watching.